for visionaries that want to help me put them
Mm-hmm.
into action and want to do it, because it's all about being intentional and bringing forth these dreams and these visions that he's given us in 2025. So I'm excited. I'm listening. I'm listening to everybody, and I'm taking heed. And look, I'm gonna be meeting with all of the group leaders on Sunday. So we're gonna be talking about all this, and we're gonna be coming back with some amazing, exciting things for 2025. So I'm excited. I want you to, before we leave, I always like for all of my guests to leave something encouraging, something positive, something uplifting to those that are listening, whether they're listening live or if they will hear this as a replay, because we do replays. We distribute
Mm-hmm.
on iHeart, Spotify, um, a station called U42. We have our own radio now that plays 24/7, 365. So you can go over and hear the Crew Podcast at any time. Anything attached to the Crew Podcast is playing. So you may go over there right now and hear some of these interviews of these authors that's already no been on. Ain't no telling what may be playing. But it's attached to the Crew Podcast. It is on our network. Again, it is streaming live through Series 3, and it's called the Crew Podcast Network. And soon, coming very soon, y'all gonna be able to download that on the app. You're gonna be able to download it on your Apple phone. You're gonna be able to get it on your Android. All you're gonna have to do is go to Apple Pay and Google Pay. So no, these interviews that you see, you're gonna be able to hear them later on any device. So know that yes, we are the voice for those that think they don't have a voice. And I thank God for all of these authors that decide to put that voice to pen and pen it. So thank you. But
Yeah.
before we leave, you gotta give us something inspirational, mama. Something inspirational for the people.
I would just like to say that no matter, sometimes life can be hard. Sometimes life is not all that we want it to be. But my favorite
Mm-hmm.
scripture is Romans 8:28. And we know that all things work together for good to those who love the Lord and for those who are called according to his purpose. And I have to share that, as I told you about the situation with my mother and how I felt so abandoned and so alone. And years later, I became a social worker. And after becoming a social worker, I was working in foster care, which I hated. And then I ended up working with grandparents raising grandchildren. And I was working for the New York City Department for the Aging, and it became a national model. And I remember sitting down one day and saying, how did, how did I know what to do? How did I know how to build this program? And it came to me because I had lived it. And I realized that what I had thought was the worst thing in my life turned out years later to be the best thing in my life because it blossomed my career. I was able to help so many grandparents raising grandchildren. I got so many awards, so many trophies. I mean, so many acknowledgments. And I was able to write about it. I was able to let them know that they're not alone. So everything that you're going through now, it may seem bad, it may not be good, but God has a purpose. He can use it in your writing for you to write it so that somebody else could be blessed. And even if you don't write about it, there's a purpose in it. And that's what I like to tell everybody. That all things work
Wow.
together for good.
Wow. That's amazing. And I want to thank you for joining us on today. I know that those that have tuned in have been blessed, and those that will hear the replay will be blessed.
Thank you
Again,
for having me. And thank you for all you do.
always thank you. Thank you. I wouldn't be able to do what I do if it wasn't for people like you. So thank you for being who you are. And this is for you. So again, I want to thank you guys for tuning in on today. I tell you, I am always blessed when we have amazing authors like that. So inspirational and so positive. I cannot wait till we get out and be out in these communities and able to really bring them forth and allow you guys to come and meet them and get to know them in their works. Y'all know I love a good book. So I'm getting ready for my next interview at 3 o'clock. If y'all want to come on back, come on back, come on back, come on back. We got another author, maybe a new author, maybe an old author, but we got another author that's sharing their voice They put it on pen. They put it on paper, y'all. They pinned it on paper. So y'all come on back and check out the next author. Okay? See y'all then.